back to the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because we want to answer the question that people are asking: why was hadith recorded more than a century after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The bulk of the books were recorded later on. To be honest, it's a good question, but there is a proper answer for it. Proper. There was no internet at the time. There were no computers at the time. To be honest, there were no books at the time. Did you ever think of that? They did not use to read and write. Go back to the verse. Allah says, هُوَ الَّذِي بَعَثَ فِي الْأُمِّيِّينَ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ. It is Allah who sent in the midst of the unlettered a messenger from amongst them, which means most of the people were unlettered. They could not read or write, but they had a memory that was so powerful. They knew the lineage of their camels 7 generations back. We don't even know our own lineage 7 generations back. If I were to tell anyone in this hall, I'm so tempted to do it. Does anyone from amongst you, is anyone from amongst you able to recite your entire lineage now off by heart, going back to 7 forefathers? Please put up your hand. I do not see a single hand. Please stand up in case I'm missing your hand. So they had a memory that was probably one of the best, and they relied on the memory. And this is why when the Quran came down, they immediately recited it. The little children knew the surah of Tabbat Yada Abi Lahabin wa Tabba, yet they were not Muslimin, the little kids at the time. And it was something from Allah, but they were gifted not only to memorize and remember things, they knew long passages. As soon as a passage was revealed, to this date or to this day, those who do not contaminate themselves with the new mobile phones and the new technology memorize many more phone numbers than those who have. It includes myself and yourselves. Wallahi, without a joke, I think maybe 15 years ago, I must have known 1,000 phone numbers. They used to call me the telephone operator in my own house. Because anyone's number, wallahi, without a joke, anyone's number you wanted to know, they would call me, say, what's this uncle's number? I would tell you, 471-7866, subhanallah. And they would say, oh, this one is the operator. Here's my operator. Wallahi, that was one of the names they had given me when I was young in my own home. I'm talking of my siblings. They must be laughing watching me right now. Allahu Akbar. But the reality is, we knew the numbers, so many. Today, I don't think I know more than 10 numbers. To be honest with you, the number I'm using right now, I have no clue what it is. No clue. So you know that when there is a will, or where there is a will, there is a way. You know that. When you have to do something, you have to do it. This is why sometimes I say, brother, what's your number? And he says, are you writing it down? And sometimes I say, no, I'm just memorizing it. If the person is extremely important, believe me, you're going to memorize that number. You will know it. I know, I spoke to some of the youth and they say, yeah, I know my girlfriend's number 1. You know. I hope you heard what I said. Allahu Akbar. Why? Because to them that's VIP. Forget about the double V that we have today. No. I'll never ever get the chance, to know this again. I've just got this number. Allahu Akbar. Let's get a little bit serious. Going back to what we were saying, my brothers and sisters, at the time they loved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam so much that the way he breathed, they tried to breathe in the same way. Can I give you one example? Sahaba radiallahu anhum were such that some of them used to stop going from Mecca to Medina at the same position that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped, to take a little rest and relieve himself. And they used to take a little rest and relieve themselves. And when they were asked, why are you stopping exactly here? They say, because we witnessed the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopping here. That was love. Now people say, oh, that's fanatical. Well, to be honest with you, when people cut their hair like the football players, then it's not fanatical. When people dress like the others who are singing and dancing across the globe, then it's not fanatical. And when people want to follow a messenger, then it becomes fanatical. Allahu Akbar, what is this? These are double standards. No one is imposing it on anyone, but it's your own choice. This is the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The reason why I know exactly where he stopped between Makkah and Medina Munawwara is because the people loved him so much that they continued stopping in a similar place. Allahu Akbar. It's not compulsory to stop there, but when you love someone and you want to stop there, nobody can tell you it's wrong.